Hi, my name is Paul Greenberg. I'm a language enthusiast from Toronto on an amazing journey with Anishinaabemowin.
Hi, I'm Isadore Toulouse, also known as Niswe in my Anishinaabe name, which means three crows. And I am a specialist in Anishinaabemowin for the last 40 years.
We decided to create Paul and Isadore Living Anishinaabemowin to share our ongoing dialogue about and in the language with you all. We release episodes regularly and we hope that you enjoy watching it as much as we enjoy making it. If you think that what we are doing is worthwhile and should be seen by others, please hit the like button below. That's how we get seen. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the exciting things we have in store, please be sure to subscribe below. Make sure to turn notifications on so that you will know when we upload a new episode. Wiikwemikoong. Hello, welcome to Paul and Isadore Living Anishinaabemowin episode 13.
Ani,
Ani Isadore, Anishinaabe.
nishin, gindash.
Miigwech, ning nishingogenin.
Nishin gogegi. Ahau. Akchugo nishin.
So, Isadore, it's been a while. It's good to see
It
you
has
again.
been.
Since we last spoke, I have been to Wiikwemikoong and back.
Mm-hmm.
So today's episode is going to be largely about that. We've got some really interesting content to look at that I think is going to be interesting for our viewers. And actually related to our viewers, before we kind of dive in, a couple of things. I want to remind people that the way that we get seen by lots of other people is if you like, if you subscribe, and just let other people know about the channel. And do you know how many subscribers we have, Isadore?
I don't. 20?
Yeah, so here's the thing. When we first started this, I was thinking, you know what? If we can get 10, 15, 20 people, I'm going to be super happy, you know? Because at least it shows that there's a few other people, who are interested to hear us kind of talk about this stuff. Turns out, I just checked, and we have 160.
Wow.
So I want to actually put this out. We should sort of set some targets and have our viewers help us get to the next level. So I think 200 would be a nice round number for us to try to get to.
Sure. Before Christmas or
well, let's
before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, exactly. Well, before next Thanksgiving.
Oh no, my Thanksgiving is next week.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah, listen, obviously if we could do it soon, but anyone who's listening, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it. Help us get there. And if you know anyone who might be interested, let them know too. But listen, 160 is awesome. So, each extra one is exciting. So let's dive in. As I said, a big kind of framer for today is the recent trip that I went that I did to Wiikwemikoong. The reason that I went there, as you know, was to participate, or at least, see, go be a part of the ceremony to open the language learning ranch that Bev and her sisters have been putting together. And it was I don't think I can overstate this. It was a profound experience. I mean, it really, really blew me away. And as always, when I went up there, I got exposed to all sorts of new things. And that brings me actually to the first thing I wanted to talk to you about. It's a bit of a serious topic, but it's one that is important. So I'm going to pull this up here. And the question, it's sort of a broad one to start with, but then I'll have some more specific questions about this. But it's just this idea of silent speakers. And I wanted to just get your view or your perspective on what this is, because it's actually the first time that I'd heard this term when I went up there this time. And it's something I think literally everyone should know about. It's a very, very serious topic, as I said. So let me stop there and give you an opportunity just to talk a little bit about what this phenomena is.
Okay. Well, for me, just seeing that word silent speakers, there we have how do I put it gently? We have people that were raised the Roman Catholic tradition, the Roman Catholic life. And the parents spoke, the grandparents, parents, aunties and uncles spoke to them, spoke to everyone in the language. But yet these silent speakers are afraid to show that language that they have within them because of what Christianity has taught them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my interpretation of silent speakers.
So when you say what Christianity has taught them, can you just elaborate a little bit on that? What do you mean? Do you mean that like in an abstract sense, or?
Meaning that our ways were devil worshiping.
Mm-hmm.
Our language was forbidden because of the devil worshiping.
Mm-hmm.
All the aspects that were related to banishing our language by the priests and the missionaries.
Yeah, and so just to kind of dig into this a little bit, my understanding, and I want to, check with you if this is correct, but this isn't a situation of someone who, well, I guess, okay, there's a range of different people, so it's not like everyone is in exactly the same mold, but what I've come to understand is this is often not just someone who sort of selectively or willingly or choosing not to speak. Sometimes it can almost be like a physical inability to have the words come out, even though they understand, even though they could speak, but there's some type of block. Is that sort of your
Yeah, that would be correct.
and I do recall. So it's interesting. I hadn't heard the term before, but I do recall the very first time I went to Wiikwemikoong. This is when I was, I didn't know anything. And I was at this language conference that was being held in South Bay, and I do recall now that there was a woman there who was saying she understood, but she couldn't speak. The words wouldn't come out of her mouth, even though she wanted to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really understand. I was kind of like, well, if they're in your head, why don't you just say them? What's the problem? And I want to also dig a little bit into this sort of this idea you put on the table of Christianity teaching certain things. So just for the the benefit of some people to really understand this isn't just teaching that the language is devil worshiping, sort of in front of a chalkboard and sort of saying it. Like I've heard stories, for instance, of people saying that if they spoke the language, they might get a needle stuck in their tongue
Mm-hmm.
as punishment, by a priest or a nun, as physical punishment, and as a result, some people, if they hear the language, still have like a prickly sensation in their, like a physical reaction to it, like it's that serious, right?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
Which is mind blowing. Like I can't even get my head around sort of two sides of that, which is on the one hand, I don't care what time in history this is, that someone could do that to another human is beyond me. Like you can't even get your head around the mentality you would have to think that that's okay. Again, no matter what time in history it is, doesn't really matter.
Right.
And the second side of this, the other side of this, is the lasting impact that it must have. Like that's another thing I can't really imagine, but apparently, it really is quite serious for some people. Is it your experience or understanding that there are large numbers of people like this who?
Oh yeah, there is a big number of people that that choose not to speak because of that. That are afraid of just blurting out some of the words because they're afraid they might be ridiculed of saying it wrong.
Mm-hmm. And is this something that you've encountered in your teaching of sort of having people who've maybe come and said, I want to get over this. How do I do it? Is there like an approach, or what's like, yeah, how is this something that can be kind of addressed? Or?
Yeah. I've had a couple of people come to me and say that, but what I tell them is they just got to continue to persevere. They just got to continue to try and say what they know. Like just a matter of blurting out what it is that you want to blurt out, what it is you want to say.
Yeah. Well, that is kind of an interesting pathway into the next thing, which is what's actually happening on the ranch, Uncle Bernard's old place. Because what they're essentially doing there is creating a really safe, welcoming place for the language to be lived and spoken.
Right.
I do actually believe that they may even be planning some things that are specifically focused at silent speakers. So situations where silent speakers would be gathered and have an opportunity to kind of come out of the shell or overcome some of the barriers that they feel. And so this is actually something we'll come back to. I believe that there even may be some events that are planned. So in future episodes we can talk about that and let people know about that. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to in the language. I have something that you haven't seen yet. So you remember? I don't know if you remember this, but this was a phrase that you gave me to say to Bev. I practiced this in the car the entire way up to Wiikwemikoong. And then this is shortly after I arrived. So I'll just play this. Ani Bev.
Ani.
Getija, Jigwa, ga Wabinamba.
Oh, me, Abujo. Shabraham number.
Ingitinen nam Wabina. Mingwa je Wachidye.
And what should be?
Mingwa Eje Goldwe Ganzipoye. Ashangige.
Oh, Paminishin.
Oh, shit.
Is going to eat me with Bobo.
Oh.
Quick Sijan, something is up. Quick Sijan.
Oh.
Nina.
Oh. Not good.
Pancakes?
Okay. All right. So, how did I do?
You did awesome. And I've never heard a word for pancakes because someone was asking me the other day, and what is the word for pancakes? And when she said that, Gwek Sijigan Sug told me that's what that is, pancakes.
So can you talk about that word? Like what
Gwek Sijigan Sug are just items that are flipped over. Gwek Sijigan, small items that are flipped over. Gwek Sijigan Sug.
So how do you say to turn over?
Gwek Sidun.
Gwek Sidun. Okay.
Gwek Sidun. Like a spatula is a Gwek Jigan.
Ah, okay.
Gwek Jigan.
Okay. Okay. So kind of, what is the word? There's a, oh no, I'm thinking of the wrong word. So it's flapjacks or pancakes, but this is like almost like flip cakes, basically.
Yeah. Right? So Gwek Jigan. If Bev was in the kitchen and said, Paul, Bijan, Bewek Jian Wawanun. Bewek Jian. Come and flip the eggs.
Yeah.
Bewek Jian.
Okay. Awesome. So that was in the flesh. Thank you. By the way.
That is awesome.
All right, so let's go to the next one. So this is actually the first one we're going to look at is before I went, Bev sent this up to explain what was happening. So I'm just going to play the video and then we can talk about what she said.
Ani, ich bin auch schon der Young. So habe ich genannt. Geht gar nicht. Wir waren gerade ich man da. Wir schon young. Ich bin Madvito kad me goše črade. Kaj gom šigiš črade sno. İşte ne bini gelşinde. Ich manda chibak ko gomek. Mapi manda sa akmo gomek. Uitem gak. Mandan gay ni taso inanje ibechade non. Usnago. Nego apchu vati no enki injection da. Mina shwase chganen gay katai ichgade ni getep tik shina go sakako. Getep sakako. Mina she mandan ni shapkes gan. Abdikshmane ni shochi anani mede. We gana jongona. Mina shmanda ni mandage ni kakung sundawi chagade Wiikwemikoong mandani osmuintemgak. Mi man pi osnauk. Naha ba man pi. Beka.
Okay, so this is this amazing project that she's working on. I guess she's walking us through. So let's start. Hopefully you can see all the text up at the top, the Anishinaabemowin. So she starts with Ani and then
Mishminwa Jinda Yaang. Mishminwa Jinda Yaang. And so this is where we are at.
okay.
Yaang.
Mhm.
Zaumiknang Ningitganing. Mi Wajan Kadek Manda. So the place is going to be called the Zaumiknang field or garden or
Mhm.
Itaganing.
Mhm.
Midash Mampi Yaang. So and so it is, we are here. Mishminwa Manda Bitukan. This is the patio, the porch. Megwa Jichigade. They're working on it right now. They're making it right now. Megwa Jichigade.
Mhm.
Gawi gumshe gishchigade sno. It is not finished yet. Gawi gumshe gishchigade sno. Mishtanabi agenda. And so I will walk into this place. The Nebindigayan agenda. Mishmanda jibakwegamik. And so this is the kitchen. Mampi manda zakmugamik we temagak. This is where the bathroom is going to be. Manda ge ni taswinan je gibichigadenon. So these cupboards were just placed here 2 days ago. Wasnagwa. Megwa apjugobatino gen kijik. There are many people that are working here right now. Megwa apjugobatino en kijik jinda here. Minwash wasechaganan ge igata ing gichagade. And Minosh wasechagan ge a window was put around. Ni gete mitig jenagze. And an old board was put around the window. Psagak, gete psagak. An old board they used to make the trimming, I guess. Midishe emanda ni gzapkizgan, and this is the stove, the wood stove gzapkizgan. Abdeksh manda ni shujiana. Shujiana means we need to put oil on it to make it shiny, to make it look nice. Ni shujiana. Mide is the oil. Wignajongana to make it look nice. Minwash manda ni manda ge ni So here she's repeating herself. Makakus jindawichigade. They're going to put a box in this area to cover wigabamang manda ni was mointemgo, to cover where this electrical panels are going. Mi mampi wajna. And so this is what this will look like. Aha, bamapi. Okay, later. And then she says, Becca, wait.
Okay, so awesome. So there's a few things kind of going through my head. The first is, and I'm going to get to this when we get to the next video, is I was actually blown away when I went up there because it was such a contrast to the last time I was there. The last time I was there was this situation where I was just overwhelmed by language, and it was the first time I'd been hearing it. I didn't understand anything. I was almost depressed because I thought, you know what, I want to do this, but there's no way in hell I'm ever going to learn any of this. It's just impossible. This time, I caught so many words. I actually could basically understand what people are talking about, which was such an unbelievable feeling. And I also want to make that point because if there are people who are watching who have that feeling of like, where do you start? And it's so far away, before being able to do anything new with the language. Just keep chipping away at it little by little, and you'll find, at least as I'm finding, it starts to kind of reveal itself, So that's one thing I was going to say. The other is that there's something that I come into, which was a light bulb just went off in what you just told me, and I'm going to come to that in a second. But just a few questions. So let's just go back to the beginning, just to make sure I've got a couple of words here. So I'll say a lot of these words are things that we've seen before now.
Mm-hmm.
So in the first one, the mish minwa jinda yaang is all miknang ingitegane. So mish midash, right? And so minwa and jinda here, right? And then yaang, I guess, is the place we are, or
Yeah.
we are at.
Mm-hmm.
And then the zomiknang is that basically from the last name Osoamik?
Yes.
Right, so the Osoamik garden, or the Osoamik,
The ang makes it the location.
right. Okay, so at the the location of.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so we've got mi wajin kadek manda. So okay. So wajin kadek is the future, what it's going to be called, of ijnikade, essentially.
Right. Yes.
Okay, got it. So then midash mampi yaang, okay, and so this is the place where it is. Mish minwa manda bitokan megwa jichigade. So the bitokan, what is that?
Bitukan is the porch or patio.
Okay, so that word has some, like the B, we've seen him before. Is that like something to do with being inside, or
It's in between.
or in between? Okay.
Yes. Like
So
the word, like one of the last names we'll see, bituan kut.
Okay. In amongst is what we
Yeah.
had, but in
Yeah.
between. Got it. Okay, so then it's kind of like in between the inside and the outside.
Right.
Right. Porch. So bito megwa jichigade is okay. So they're gonna make it here.
Right now. Megwa is right now. They're
Right
making
now.
it right now.
Right now. Okay, megwa right now. Okay. And then this is an interesting construction here. So the gawi go mishi gish chigadesino. So we've had in the past, when you make something a negative, you have kawi si,
Yes.
or it can be sino, or
Right.
depending on the word, right? So when we see the gawi at the beginning and the sino at the very end, those two things together make it the negative.
The negative, right.
Right. So so it is okay. Okay. So inside gish chigade sino, we have the chigad, which is like from jichigad,
Right.
to do, and the gish chigad desino. So what is it, like? I guess there's something. Is it the mishi that's yet?
The mishe is yet, and the
Yeah.
gish chigade tells you that it is finished.
Okay.
If I said ngigi shtun, I
Mhm.
finished it. Ngigi shtun gajabima, I
Mhm.
finished what I had written.
Mhm.
Ngigi shtun Gigi stun jituan bashkaminsigan. I finished making the jam. Gigi stun. So gish chigades, no meaning is it is not finished yet.
Okay. And then if you were to say gish chigade, you could say it is finished.
Right, it is finished. Gish chigade.
Okay, got
So
it.
if you put gigish chigade, it has been finished.
It has been finished.
If
Okay.
you wanted to say it will be finished later, we gish chigade nangosh konakwek this afternoon.
Got it. Crystal clear. Okay. And we have Mish Dani Bin Digeyan Jinda. Okay, so can we just talk about the Dani Bin Digeyan?
Sure. The ne tells you it is an action that she is doing at that present time.
Okay.
The ne, like that ne is going towards something. The
Okay.
ne.
So
Okay.
the ne is it almost like the opposite of the be we've seen sometimes?
Yeah. It's opposite of the be.
Okay.
The ne is you're going towards that way.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Then the bindigean, meaning I will enter into.
Right. Okay. So because bindige is inside, right?
Right. Yeah.
Got it.
Bindige is he or she is inside. If I said bindigen, that would be come in, bindigen.
Okay.
And then the yan at the end tells you it's me singular.
Got it. So bindigeyan jinda. So I'm going to go in here essentially.
Right. Jinda. Yes.
Okay. Mishmanda jibakwe gamik. Okay. And so this is the kitchen.
Kitchen. Yes.
Okay. Mampi manda zakimo gamik. So zakimo, what was that again?
Zakmogamik is the bathroom, toilet.
Okay. And what is there anything in that word, zakimo?
Zagmo, zagimo, meaning the actual showing, pooping out.
Okay.
Pooping out. Zage is your. If I said zage meaning you're coming out of the bush.
Okay.
Gi is zagam.
Okay.
So here, your zakimu gamig is that actual waste coming out of you. Zagimu.
Gamik. Okay. And then Wiikwemikoong is will be here.
Yes.
Right. Mandangei ni taswinan je. Okay, and then it's the same gi bichigadenon, right?
Je meaning at that location.
Okay, so and then taswin is cupboard, right? Cupboard. So that's plural. Taswinan.
That's the plural form. Taswinan, yes.
Taswinan je. Okay, and then gi bichigadenon wasnago. So it was completed 2 days ago.
Nope, they were brought there 2 days ago. They were placed there.
Oh, okay. So bichiga. So again, that chiga is like to do,
To put.
To put.
Yes.
And the bi is
coming towards you. Yes.
Towards you, right? Okay. And then the gi means it was the past tense.
Right.
Okay. So they were put here 2 days ago. Wasnago.
Yes.
Okay. Megwa apaje go batinok enki jigjinda. Okay. So migwa is right now. Apaje very. Apaje go batinok.
Batinok means a lot of people. Batinwog. Batinok.
Okay. That's a word that we've had before. And
yep. Enkijig. Enkijig. Those that work.
Okay.
Here, jenda.
Okay. Now, is that word in any way related to naki, or are those two different words?
Yep, it's the same word.
Okay.
Noki.
Noki.
Enokijig. Enokijig.
Enokijig. Okay.
Right.
Got it. Okay. Got it. Okay. So to work here. Okay. Minwash wasechigan. Wasechigan is window, right? Gei gataying. Gi chigade ni gete mitik jinagoze wa. So gataying.
Around.
Okay. Gi chigade is was placed.
Yes, was placed.
Ni and then gete.
Old.
Tig is wood, right?
An old board, yes.
Board, okay. Jinagozewa. And that was done, I guess, right?
Jinagozewa, meaning it looks like an old board.
Oh, it looks like an old board. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then we've got pisagakok.
Pisagakok are the actual boards.
Okay. And then again, the same gete. Pisagakok. So
the old boards. Get pisagakok.
Okay. Mida she manda ni gejab kizegan. So the gejab kizegan
is the stove.
Okay. So can you talk about that word? Is there anything in that word that
gejab kide would be something hot.
Okay.
Gejab kide.
Okay.
Gejab kizegan is the actual element that makes it hot.
Yeah, so I remember learning a long time ago that when you see a word with igan at the end, that igan makes it like a tool or an implement or something that does something.
Like gwekjigan.
Right.
Gwekjigan.
Okay. Okay. And then abadeksh manda ni shojiana ni mide. Okay, so that's where the light bulb went off. I'm going to come to that in a second.
Okay.
We've got, abedeksh. What exactly is that?
Abdiksh, that we have to. Abdiksh.
Okay, manda, and then ni shojiyana.
Uh-huh. Shujiana, we need to rub it to make it shine.
Okay, so is there anything in shojiyana that?
Like we call butter shogun.
Oh, okay. So to spread,
Shogun. Yeah, the
Okay.
thing you just
you
yeah.
spread it. Okay. Shojiyana. Ni mide. Okay, so you said mide is the oil,
Yes.
and it was the first time. Like I was just like, tada, zuagmide,
Ziogmide, yeah.
right? So it's basically like a bitter tasting oil in a way,
Right.
From the tree.
Yeah.
essentially. Which is kind of cool. I was like, I never made that connection. We've talked a lot about the bitter taste part,
Mhm.
but we've never talked about the mide part.
Ah.
So, are there other words with mide in it that?
Oh, yeah. There's lots of different words. Like if I used ki mide,
Mhm.
ki mide is oil from the ground.
Yeah.
A ki mide. So
Mhm.
that could be oil. That could be gas.
And ake in this case is earth, right?
Right. Right.
Okay. Akimide.
What else? What other kind of mide could there be? Mokum mide, bear grease.
Bear.
Mokum mide.
So what is bear grease? Is that from like the bear fat or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gokush mide would be the pig grease,
Okay.
the bacon grease. That
Like lard that you might use?
like lard. Gokush mide.
Gokosh mide. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, this is like a whole new thing that just opened up. This word mide. I've never thought of that before. Okay. All right. So then we have ganajiwong gona. So the ganajiwong.
To make it look nice. Gnajwang.
Okay. And I'm assuming that is for an inanimate object.
Yes.
So, like if you were to talk about making yourself look nice, is there a word that's similar to this? Or
Yes. I would say nui gnajwe.
Okay. For your
Nui gnajwe.
okay.
And you will notice that in the very first word that the lady that said the guest comes on the next video,
Yeah.
she says, "Oh wow, beautiful, gnajwun."
Got it. Okay. All right. Then we have minwash manda ni. Okay, that's clear. Manda ge ne am. That's clear. Okay, makakos.
A box, a small box.
Oh, of course, makak.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So makak is box. Makakons is the diminutive to make it a small box. Jinda wichigade. So we're going to place the small boxes here.
Right.
And then gibamang. What is gibamang?
Gabamang is to cover. Gabag, like a cover is a gabagan.
Okay.
For example, here, gagego, gawi tesno gabagan. Gawi tesno gabagan.
Okay, so there is no cover.
Right, yeah, gawi tesno. There is no cover.
Okay.
Gabagan.
Okay. Okay, and then gamawang.
So what would be enjigabaging nuija? Enjigbaging nuija.
Okay, so enj is the place, right? The place.
Right.
Enj gabaning. Can you say the whole thing again?
Enjigbaging nuija.
Ja.
Look at my action.
Oh, wait a second. Ja is to come.
To go.
Or to go, sorry, to go. So the place where the cover goes?
Enjigbaging. Here's my bingo dabber.
Okay.
I'm going to bingo. Enjigbaging. The place where you go cover numbers.
The place where you go cover numbers. Okay.
Yeah. Enjigbaging.
Okay. Okay. Enjigbaging. Sorry, can you say the whole thing again?
Enjigbaging nuija.
Okay. So
it doesn't really mean numbers. It just says I'm going to go cover.
Co-cover, and then, okay, and that's what you use to talk about the bingo situation.
Right. And jigabaging.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Okay, and then we have Wiikwemikoong.
Wasmoin is the electricity.
Okay, so can you talk about that word? How does that mean electricity?
Wasmoin, wasmog. Let's say you look at lightning.
Mhm,
This is a lightning strike. Wasmog and imkig.
mhm.
Wasmog. Look at the northern lights. Wasnode. Wasnode, that shining, glimmering green light. Wasnode. So wasmoin is the art of making electricity.
Oh, so like Anishinaabemowin.
Yeah, like Anishinaabemowin, yes.
Got it. So that mowin makes it the art of or the way of, and then
Yeah.
the was is the light,
The electrical.
electrical.
Eh.
Wow. Yes. Yes. This is so much fun, Isadore. Okay. All right. So and mi mampiwa jinagok. So what is the me in this case? And the me mom.
Mimampi wasn't a Mimampi, and so it is at this location. Mimampi Wajanagok. This is what it's going to look like.
Okay. Okay. So could she? So where she says mi mampi, could she also say, for example, mish mampi or midash mampi?
Yep.
Right. Is this
Yep.
another way?
That me is just a short form of Midash and Mish.
Got it. Okay, now how about P? Beka, and because wait, so we don't know what actually happened. That's a cliffhanger.
Yeah, we don't know why she said Beka.
Okay, let's play it once more, and people can follow along with the Anishinaabemowin.
Ani, ishminashu the yang, sabekinang, get the gardening. Me wasn't kadek manda. Miss Shumpiang, Ishmina, Madavito kad me gosh chade. I gum shigi chades no. Ishana bini gashanda. Ishmanda chibako gomek. Mampi manda sa akmo gomek. Wiikwemikoong. Mandan gay ni tasu inanje ibechigade non. Usnago. Mego apchu wati no enki injection da. Mina shwase chiganen gay katain ichigade ni getep tik shina usego de sakako. Getep sakako. Mina she mandan ni shopkis gan. Abdishmane ni shochi anani mede. We gana chongona. Mina shmanda ni mandage ni kakusundu ichigade. We go mang mandani. What's more in them gak? Me man pi ocean na ha ba man pi. Becca.
Wow, it's amazing, Isadore, when we have an opportunity to really dig into the words, how much it just comes to life. You know what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
This is awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, speaking of awesome. This is now pictures that I took when I was there. It was an absolutely gorgeous day, as you can see, really, really beautiful. Up on the upper left, we actually have Beverly, who is greeting Elizabeth, who, if I'm not mistaken, she was Bernard's sister, right?
Yep.
So, or sorry, is Bernard's sister, but Bernard passed away. And so she was coming partly for the ceremony to open the Osaamik Gittiganing, and we can see the sign here in the middle that they have for it, with the logo, by the way, that Bev drew by hand. But also, this happened to be a party for Elizabeth's 100th birthday. So you can see a shot here of the whole gang. So it's Elizabeth with her 100th birthday cake, and then Bev and her brother and 3 sisters. Pat's, of course, there. And what was amazing was we're going to look at a short video that I think it's like 1 minute long, but it's part of a 40-minute video I took of people coming and going in this building. And the entire time I was there, I didn't hear a single word of English. Actually, I lied. I probably heard a single word, but not much more than that. And the whole thing was an Anishinaabemowin. So I was just sitting there filming the whole thing, and it was just like being absolutely immersed in language, which is amazing. And they actually talk a little bit about that in this video. So without further ado, I'm gonna play the video, and then we can talk about what they say.
Happy birthday, Chicky.
I just realized something.
You mixed up the
I mixed the
videos.
video. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go to the next one. We're going to play the video. It's going to be a bit back and forth, but we'll figure this out. So what I'm going to do is go to the next one.
Happy birthday, Chicky.
Okay. Okay. You know what we're going to do? So this is like a real-time adjustment. I am going to, wait a second, hold this over here. So this is what they say, right? Live TV.
That's right.
So I'm going to pull this up, and if we just bear with me, I'm going to actually find the right video. So let's see. It's this one here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pull this video over, and we're going to improvise. So I'm going to pull this video in here, like this, and play it.
Wow. Beautiful. Oh, wie wird das? Honey. Nee, die schreiben voor zo'n video. Maar we kijken nog. Maar dat kan je ook. We schrijven met de kwam na. Kan dat met mij nog? En dan nog maar.
Okay, so let's talk about what she said. Just to maybe make this a bit easier for you to see, I'm going to make this bigger. So we'll go through the words, and then we can play it once more. So we have Bev starting with ani.
Yes, Ani. And then she looks over and she sees someone with excitement. That's her excitement, Ani. And then Lorraine sitting there with the white hair and the mask. She says, Ani, Renee.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if Renee's that guest then.
Yeah, I think probably.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Renee comes in and says, "Oh wow, ever beautiful," and then she says, "Gnajwun."
So that's the
Lorraine?
same word that we had before.
Yeah, Lorraine says, "Madabin gegi," so asking her to sit down here also. Bev replies, "Anishinaabeg me gwet go jinda." We only speak the language here. Pat says, "Gego gnige jagnashim ke." Don't you dare speak English. And then the guest reiterates the "Gego gnige jagnashim ke," saying that to herself. And then Bev says, "Meganagut nago." Does it look strange? Does it look different? Meganagut nago. And then the guest, Renee, I guess, says, "Upchugwa." Makwendan ko je gzapkizagan, baneing gitek. I remember there used to be a stove on that side. Rosalie je sakswanan semain. That's where Rosalie would smoke her cigarette. A big fat one, a big thick one. Kpagaze, Pat replies. Kpagaze, meaning a thick one. Makwendan go we. And then Renee says, I remember that. Wenesh gabi wijiwad. Who did you come with? Bev replies. Oh, ha. So she looks with excitement, sees whoever came in with her, and they say, Ani baby. So I don't know if it's a baby that she has, or this might be the girl that Renee came in with, which is her daughter, I believe. They might be calling her a baby. I don't know. Gdu Anishinaabem et go, and then they're telling her. I think Renee is telling her actually. You're only supposed to speak the language. And then they say Jaganashi Mien, meaning English, the English language. So the other guest that comes in, she says, Nahao, of the limited language that she knows. She just wanted to throw in her, Nahao. Nahao dash kid. And you will say, Nahao. So you will say, okay, Nahao dash kid. Pat says, Nibi shabu bukwejagansak mumpi biog. There are tea biscuits here. Mumpi biog. Elizabeth, the lady sitting on the head of the table, she says, Kagishkunana, gishkunana nangotwa, meaning will we cut it today? And Bev says, gaigumshe, no, not yet. Yes, but no, not yet. Gaigumshe. Maba, wikewi snowog. Maba, she says, this person, but she continues to say wikewi snowog, meaning they are going to eat. Okay? Gwandak kadeok. These people are hungry. The kewi snowog. They will eat first. Nibi shabu the kim nikwena. They will drink tea also for the time being. The kim nikwena. Kanaga memi noa. And we will sing again. Guess ani. Now why does she say ani there? I'm wondering. Anyway, Bev, manda mukman, she says.
Yeah, so I think there you can't really see this from the video, but there were actually a lot of people around on the outside and kind of coming in the door and things. So probably when someone came in, and she just turned around and said hello. Okay, so a couple of things here. So this is all relatively clear. So we have Ani Renee, Ganajon is the word we had before about it looking beautiful. Namadabin is to sit down, right? And then when we have Namadabin Gegi, it's you sit down.
Right.
And okay, so then Indo in Anishinabe me Gwetago Jinda. So can we just break that down a little bit? Especially the Indo and Gwetago.
Oh, Ndo makes it me, I. I singular. But when you have the me at the end, Anishinabe me, meaning we. Okay? Ndo Anishinabe me. Gwetago jinda. Gwetago only. Gwetago.
Okay. Got it. So we only speak Anishinaabemowin here.
Right.
Okay, and then this next one I really want you to break down. So the don't you dare. So let's just, what are these words? Gegwa.
Okay. So gegwa is don't.
Okay.
Ginige means it's a forceful word, meaning don't you dare. Gego ginige. Gego ginige jagana shim ke. Don't you dare speak the English language.
Okay. So then Jaginash, is it the case that Jaginash, does it also have Mowin? Like if you were to say English, Jaginash Mowin?
Yeah, Jaganashi Mowin means the English language.
Chinese Mowin. Okay.
Wemtugoji Mowin means the French language.
Okay. So then the K at the end. Is that the
Ke-
act of doing?
Ke tells you it's the act of making, building, creating. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Like
All right.
Daban Ke, building a car. Wigwam Ke, building a house.
Mhm.
Taswin Ke, building a cupboard.
Gigonke?
Gigon Ke is fishing. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So gegwa gnigen jaganashimke. So
Right. So tell me, as we're learning here, Paul, don't you dare eat.
Okay. Gegwa gnigen wisinimke.
Yeah. Don't you dare sleep.
Gegwa gnigen imbamke.
Mbake.
Mbake.
Yes.
Mbake.
Don't you dare teach.
Gegwa ginigen kinomageke. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
Gego ginege kinumage ke.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
See, you are
How about you tell Bev, don't you dare cook.
Okay. Gegwa ginigen jibakweke.
Right. Gego ginege jibakwe ke.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the guest repeats it. Gegwa ginigen jagenashimke. And then Meg Nagwat Nago. So what is the Meg Nagwat?
Meg Nagwat is something with looking with amazement, looking strangely. Meg Nagwat.
And if I'm not mistaken, that gwut at the end is the same as napgwut, right? When you say something tasty, right? It's delicious. Okay. Apajigwa.
And the word nagwat is that you're seeing. Meg Nagwat, meaning it is looking with amazement. Meg Nagwat. Na. That na tells you you're seeing it.
Okay.
Meg Nagwat.
Okay. And apajigwa makwendan. Koje gejab kizigam baning gitek. So yeah, so what's going on with these words here?
Okay. Apajigwa. Makwendan. Makwendan means I remember. Makwendan koje, that it used to be there, this stove on that side.
Of course. Yes. Okay. So we had Gejab Kizagan in the previous video, right? Okay. And then Mbaniying is
on the other side. Mbaniying.
Okay. And then Gitek was there.
Was there, yes.
Was there, right? Okay. Rosalie, okay, so this is when she was saying, okay, so Sakswanan, what does that mean?
Sakswanan is she's smoking. Sakswanan.
Okay, is there anything in that word that sort of reveals its meaning?
Sakswanan. It just means she's smoking. Sakswanan.
Sakswanan, okay. And
meaning that person is. If I'm saying ni and me, Nzakswana.
Okay.
Nzakswana.
Okay. And then, so the sema, of course, is tobacco. So semayin is...
Semayin makes it that she is smoking that tobacco.
Got it. Okay. Apage. And okay. And then you said gi...
Kapagzeon.
Is the thick, very thick.
The thickness of it, yes.
Okay. Is there anything in gipagaze?
Kapaga, I could use that for this. Look at these two here. This is really gabaga, and this is kapaga.
Okay.
Gabaga meaning it's thin, and this is kapaga. It's thick.
Kapaga and kubaga.
Gabaga.
Gabaga.
Gabaga.
Gabaga. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Kapagaze. Okay. And then makwendan gowe is that's I remember that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Winishka bijiwad. Okay. So who did you come with?
Yes.
Okay, right. Ogekete shtataha, which is literally one of my absolute favorite words in Anishinaabemowin. I love that word. Okay. Ani bebe gdo Anishinaabe tago jaganashimian. Okay. So this is again reiterating that we're only speaking Anishinaabemowin.
Right.
Right. Not English. Okay. Nahau dash kakid. Okay. And so the kakid, that was you said, right?
You will say.
Well, you will say.
So the person that came in that said, nahau, we know that she's not a fluent speaker. And then Bev is telling her, you will say, Nahau kakid.
Ah, okay, got it. So it's Nahau is kind of in quotation marks.
Right.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then Nibish Abo Bekweshigansak, which is the tea biscuits. Mampi Biwag are here. And then Elizabeth is asking, Gishkishkwana Nangua, are we going to cut it?
Right.
So can you just talk about Gikishkwana? Is there anything in that word?
Gikishkwana is you're breaking it up into pieces. You're cutting it up into pieces.
Okay.
Gikishkwana.
Okay. And I guess, is she possibly talking about the cake? Maybe?
I think she's talking about the cake there, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then Bev is telling her, yes, but not yet. Gaigum she.
And the Meshe we also had in the previous video, the yet. Right? Maba wike wisneok. Okay, so then this is they are going to eat.
Right, but she's starting with this person, Maba. So she's talking about Renee, Maba. And then she realizes, oh, there's two people here. Wike wisneok. They are going to eat first.
Okay. So actually, okay, so let me just see if I got this right. So the we is the future. The ke is the ke we were just talking about, the act of doing, right?
No, the time being. If it's in between, it's for the time being. If it's at the end, it's the act of doing, creating, building.
Okay. So for now. So they're going to eat first in a sense.
Yeah, for now. Yes.
No. Okay. Gondak bakadeok because they are hungry.
Yep.
Okay. Dakwe wisneok. So okay, so what is the dakwe?
The future tense, they will. The kewe wisneok.
Okay. They will eat. Nibishashpo nibishabo dake miniquena. So they will drink tea.
Right, and that's ke is the same. The ke and the koe is the same.
Got it. Okay. Kanigame minwa.
Meaning future tense kanigame. We will sing again.
We'll sing again. Ani. Okay. Manda mukban. Okay. All right. Let's play the video again. Pull this up. Okay.
Annie.
Annie,
Oh, wow.
Annie.
They were beautiful.
Madbengay.
Anishinaabemowin troszczę.
Nie można się.
Wygrała to. O, było. Pendanie kusumbado sam kiedyś Rosalie Saxona Femaina. Wat gaan we doen? Oh, je hebt de start. Annie. Nou, ouders pakket. Nee, niks over pojasem, maar ik wil. Maar ga ik zeggen, maar hoe je kijkt nog? Maar dat kan je ook. Não vi chavo ainda foi na coisa. Quando eu me mino.
Okay, so that part where she says we're going to sing again is a great segue into this next very short video, which I love. We'll play here. So I'm just going to play this and tell everyone to wait for the end because the reaction of Elizabeth is phenomenal.
Happy birthday to Kid.
Geçinen dam beş kayen, geçinen dam beş kayen, geçinen dam beş kayen, geçinen dam beş kayen.
Chimney, wait.
I love that reaction. Okay, so let's talk about what she says. So Elizabeth starts with "Happy birthday, Jikidieg."
Happy birthday, Jikidieg, meaning you all will say happy birthday again.
Mhm,
Jikidieg.
mhm.
Now
Is there
how? Huh?
just a question? So is there something in there that means again, or it's more just implied?
It's just implied.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Now how? Kandaga minamino. Young Elizabeth says, now how? Okay. Will we sing again? Pat, misamino jinagamiing. And so we will sing again. And then everyone, gitchinendum. Gitchinendum means I'm very happy. It is your birthday. Happy birthday. Gitchinendum dibishkayin. Gitchinendum dibishkayin.
Mhm,
Gitchinendum dibishkayin. And then in the background, you heard Elizabeth.
mhm.
Gitchinendum dibishkayin. And then Elizabeth says, Chimigwech, a big thank you. Chimigwech, Chimigwech. And then she bellows the last Chimigwech, a huge thank you.
Okay, so one question I have, everything in here is clear. Just one thing, which is the dibishkayin. So can you talk about that word?
Debishka. Hey, actually, I don't even know where that word comes from. Debishka. Do debishka. Couldn't tell you.
Okay, but does that mean birthday? Is that
Yeah, it means maybe that the 1 year has passed.
okay?
Debishka.
But so if I were to say my birthday, I would say Ndo dibishka.
Right, yeah, do debishka.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So let's play it again, and then we'll go on. Oops.
Happy birthday, Jikidieg.
Gitchinendam the Bishkayin, Gitchinendam the Bishkayin, Gitchinendam the Bishkayin, Gitchinendam the Bishkayin.
Jimmy Wedge.
Okay. So we're going to move to fun with words. And what we're going to do today, this is something that I've been wondering about for a long time, which is just the meanings of last names. And there's all these last names I've been encountering recently, on the travels to Wiikwemikoong, on Facebook, etc. And just curious about what they mean. So we'll talk through them. One thing that I'm just going to observe ahead is that it's interesting how in different languages there's patterns of what last names mean or how people identify themselves. And so if you look at a lot of English last names, not all, but many have to do with a job that you did. Whether it's something like Cooper or Smith or these types of things. Whereas I noticed that a lot of these have to do with like natural phenomena and the environment and just sort of the world around us, which is a very interesting lens of how you place yourself with your name.
Right.
So let's start with the first one.
We have Nakwe Gijik coming from the word Nakwe. Nakwe means noon. Nakwe. Gijig is the day, the sky. Nakwe Gijig. Noonday.
Noonday. Okay, noonday. So this is Beverly's last name.
Yeah.
So Nakwe Gijik. Interesting. Okay.
And then we have Debasage. Debasage comes from that light that you see in that distance. Debasage. If I said Wenish Debajeg, where is that light coming from? What is that light over there? Debajeg. So Debasage means he or she who is shining that light.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay.
Menidoabe. Wabe is the form of seeing. All right. So menidoabe, the vision of seeing spirits. Minidoabe.
Minido is the spirits. Okay. So
Yeah.
which I guess with sort of an English, this is sometimes pronounced as Manitowabi,
Yeah,
but the
exactly.
original would be Minidowabe.
Minidoabe, yes. And in English, it's Manitowabi.
Okay.
Ozawamik. Ozawamik is the brown beaver.
Okay.
Ozawa.
Okay. So Amik being beaver and Ozawa, as you said, is
Right.
brown.
Mhm.
Or I guess traditionally it's kind of like like it covers the spectrum of brown and yellow, right? Is it
Right. Brown, yellow, orange.
orange? Yeah. Okay.
Jawana is related to the southern direction. Jawana. Jawana. Wabana, east. Giwedna, north. Epengishkama, west. So Jawana, the southern direction.
Okay. South.
Wemigwas. Wemigwas, meaning that little feather.
Okay. So the ans at the end, I guess, is the diminutive, making it
That
small.
makes it small, yes.
So how would you just say feather?
Migwun.
Migwon. Okay.
Wabanose. Wabanose. And I mean, just seeing it now again has something to do with the morning light, but just seeing no se, meaning the morning father.
Okay.
No se.
Okay.
Okay, something to do with morning. Wabanose.
Okay.
Ujig. Ujig is the fisher, related to the otter, that fisher, the long-tailed animal.
And is that just as it is? That's just the name of the animal?
Yep.
The fisher? Okay.
Ujig, yes. Asinoe. Asinoe, meaning he or she made of stone or of the stone.
Mhm.
Asinoe.
Okay.
So the word asin is the rock, the stone.
Got it.
Ozawa b'nei shi is the same word as where we have the Ozawa mik.
Mhm.
So here, in this case, it's the yellow bird.
Yellow bird.
Ozawa mik. I mean, it could be brown bird, could be orange bird.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Bituanakut. It's in amongst the clouds. Bituanakut.
Right. And I'm trying to remember. We had a word in one of the videos that we said was the porch.
Right. Bitukan. Bitukan. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how do you say clouds?
Anquid.
Anquat. Okay. So then the pita on the quote is the beta pita at the beginning makes it in amongst
Yes.
amongst the clouds. Okay.
Bebamkwe. That's my last name. I'm proud of that word.
Oh.
Bebamkwe. And that means making footprints, making tracks.
Okay. So can you talk about that word a bit? What's in there?
Bebamkwe. Be is the action, the form of doing whatever it is that is doing. So in this case, it's making tracks.
Okay.
Ba makwe. Makwe meaning there are footprints. Makwe. Nishke. Washkesh makwe. Like you can see the deer track.
Got it.
Makwe.
Okay.
Beba makwe is the form of doing those tracks in various areas.
Okay. So okay, got it. So you said that's your last name.
That's my last name, yeah. Isadore
Toulouse.
Bebamakwe.
Okay. And Toulouse is
Toulouse is a word that I'm not too proud of. My grandparents moved to Sagmuk, transferred bands to Sagmuk in the early 40s.
Mhm.
And when the Indian agent came along, they took away the Bebamakwe and gave them Toulouse. It was a French Indian agent.
It was just given to them.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they had to sign away their Bebamakwe last name and were given Toulouse.
Wow.
So in this case, they wanted to make sure one of their children kept the last name Bebamakwe. So my dad kept the last name Bebamakwe. In the records,
Mhm.
they didn't register him as Toulouse. But in all his years, he just assumed he was a Toulouse because everybody was
Mhm.
registered as Toulouse. So when it was time for him to get married, to go get his official records, there was no Victor Toulouse.
Hmm.
Because he wasn't registered as Victor Toulouse. He was registered as Victor Bebamokwe. They
Okay.
didn't change his last name.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a big.
So, but your official name is Toulouse, or
My official last name, well, technically it's Bebamokwe
okay.
because they had changed it from the Indian agents back in the 40s.
Is that something you would ever consider using instead of
Oh, I
Toulouse?
use it all. Yeah, I use
Oh,
it
you
all
do?
the time.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. Learn
Yeah.
something new every episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and niganagane means, it doesn't really mean pheasant, but that's the word that's used. Nigan is the front part of that partridge, not partridge, the pheasant, the front part of that pheasant that has those ruffled feathers. Niganagane.
Okay. So Isadore, you do this again. Every time you give me these light bulb moments. Is this related to Nigane Gachigame,
Yeah, there you go.
Lake Ontario,
Yeah,
which is the front or the forward lake of the Great Lakes?
yes, exactly.
Wow. Okay, so I just need to digest that for a moment. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right.
And then we have web kamagad.
Mhm.
Web kamagad comes from a word the meaning the busy happening, a happening of a busy thing. Web kamagad. So there might be a function happening over there, function happening here, function happening here, and you and I are talking. Oh, what's happening? Oh, web kamagad. There's busy happenings here and there. Web kamagad.
Okay.
Web coming from the word web, like hurried, busily.
Okay. All right. So we just have a few more.
Mishibinijima. And again, this one, I'm thinking it comes from the Mishibiju, meaning the sea serpent, the serpent that is in our lakes.
So this Mishi is, again, coming back to one of our earlier episodes, we had Mishizibe,
Uh-huh.
right? The big river for Mississippi. So that's the same Mishi.
Yes.
Okay. And then the Benijima is the serpent or the...
No, the Mishibinijima, it has to be related to all of that lake river
Okay.
serpent.
Got it. Okay.
Mindamin, manda. The word manda is something of amazement. Manda min, meaning the berry, the seed, the wonder seed. So in this, hence being corn. Manda min.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's interesting. So we did have an episode previously on certain food related things. We had mandamin, minomin, right, for rice, the good seed, and this is the wonder seed, corn. Okay.
You should look for that video. Next time you're searching the web, look for that video of just type in video of mandamin.
Okay.
You'll find that the story behind it.
Okay. All right. So the next one.
Oh, give me one. Kim one. Again, the language becomes distorted in English, and English changes the word to Kimwan. It just means Gimewan. Gimewan means rain.
Okay.
Gimewan.
Okay. Okay, and then we have...
And then the Eshkakogan. Something to do with something new. Eshki. Eshkikugan.
Yeah, because I know we've
So
had...
it has to do with an object of some sort.
Yeah, so we've had in several of our videos different versions of that sort of shka or shkwa that has to do with like young or new,
Right,
or
right.
that type of thing, right? Okay, so something to do with something new.
Yeah.
And then...
Wabagijig. Again, something to do with the morning day. Wabagijig.
Okay. And so, yeah, that form, I realize now I've seen the gijig in names, and I now, like, this episode is the first time I've understood it has to do with the day, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Gnoabe, ganuebe. Again, there's that English word, ganuebe.
Mhm.
Gnoabe, meaning to look deeply in a distance. Gnoabe, looking from here past the horizon, looking from here past that hill.
So,
Gnoabe.
so the gno, is that in the distance? Is that what
Yes, gno is something of length.
of length? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wokegijik, again, something to do with the day.
Mhm.
Wokegijik.
Mhm.
Again, something to do with the light of day. Wokegijik.
Okay.
Here is a good word, pangush. I have nephews with that last name.
Mhm.
Pangush. Pangush. And just hearing you say it today, I didn't know what it meant till I heard you say it.
Mhm.
Pangushin, to say falling.
Mhm.
Pangushin. As in, when we see the word epangishmug, meaning the western direction where the sun sets, not really falling, but where it goes down. Pangushin. So again, same thing, where something is falling down.
Yeah, that's a really interesting one. There's a lot in that one.
Bebunang, bebuning, meaning the winter time.
Is it literally in the winter, Beboning?
Yeah, it would be in the winter.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Gaboni, Gaboni, meaning the landing of some sort of the birds, when the birds land. Buni,
Mm-hmm.
Kabuni, meaning you will land. Kabuni.
Yeah, and you were saying what this could also be for like an airplane, even.
Yeah, an airplane lands. Bas jagan buni.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. That is the last one, and that also brings us to the end of the episode, Isadore. This has been phenomenal. Like I can't even tell you how exciting it is each time the amount that I learned in these episodes from you. So thank you, miigwech.
Well, thank you.
And I look forward to our next one.
All right.
Bama P. Meanwhile,
We will see you again.
yes, we'll see you again soon. Bama.
Aha, miigwech.
Okay. If you enjoyed this video and think that others should see it, please hit the like button below. All likes help us get seen by others. And of course, be sure to subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all new episodes. Make sure to turn notifications on so that you will know when we upload a new episode. Miigwech.